Ladies and gentlemen, Don Lemon is on his way out. Whether it's next week or next month or 5-6 months from now, he yelled at a co-host, apparently, which wouldn't have made news unless the network wanted to slowly kick him out of his current spot, which is not doing well. He used to be primetime. He used to have a primetime segment that endlessly obsessed over Trump and served as the Democratic Party's public relations executive. It's essentially what he was, along with Andrew Cuomo and Brian Stelter, who are no longer there, and some others who are no longer there. Now, this is not really news. New York Post, Don Lemon screamed at CNN. This morning, co-host left crew rattled. CNN's Don Lemon screamed at morning show co-host, "This is not news. This happens when they want to replace the talent or the host or the personality at CNN. We saw this with Andrew Cuomo and his brother we saw this with Chris Cuomo, while his brother Andrew Cuomo was getting kicked out of being governor of New York. So he was America's governor, then he was removed, essentially, and then Chris Cuomo was actually using his post, it's all sordid, helping his brother out at CNN, allegedly, and then Chris Cuomo was forced out. Brian Stelter eventually, of course, was forced out. These are the people who pontificate about trust in media, and all they did was spread deceitful, false, not misleading, false allegations about Trump. They spread doubt, suspicion, emotions that would make you question or dislike Donald Trump. Now, a rebuttal could be, well, everything he does makes me want to dislike Trump. Yeah, but you know what? If CNN treated Biden the way they treated Trump, his approval rating would be in the high 20s. And that's not hyperbole. Biden's approval rating would be in the low 30s, high 20s. If CNN, MSNBC, the New Yorker, the Times, Washington Post, Rolling Stone, Vanity Fair, Esquire, all of these publications, all of his cable stations work in unison. They say the same thing all the time about Trump, the same thing all the time about Democrats. Democrats are good, and they're just, and they're moral, and Trump, and anyone who votes for Trump and is a horrible human being should never have been born. But he yelled at a co-host, and this is news now. It's news because CNN is eventually making changes. He had a primetime show that didn't work out. I mean, it worked for a while. He's made likely tens of millions of dollars, Don Lemon. So he's not going to be worried if and when they get rid of him. But you have to ask yourself, what good is it? See, when I do my videos and I give you my thoughts, I'm not making a moral condemnation of Democrats or of Hunter, of Joe. I'm just saying, look, they committed crimes. The economy stinks. Foreign policy is a catastrophe. There's like a hot air balloon right above. Okay, you that's another story. Okay, and so we're 90 seconds to midnight, and we have record high inflation, and there's an invasion in Europe that's never ending. So tell me what's good about the adults being in charge. The public relations monstrosity that CNN was a part of and is a part of for the past 6-7 years, leveling only the disdain and contempt towards Trump, did nobody any good except the people who worked there making millions of dollars. So Don Lemon made millions upon millions. God bless him. He deserves it. He worked for it, but what do you think he accomplished? What do you think CNN has accomplished other than dividing families and friendships and the country? You could say, well, Fox News does the same thing. Not in the same manner as CNN. Not in the same manner, not even close to the same manner as CNN. That's another story. Hit subscribe to this channel. I'll have a live stream today, of course. 2 live streams like I usually do from now on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. every single day on this channel. Be here in the morning. I'm honored and privileged to share the mornings with you. Go to hagoodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications. and become a member to my Patreon. Your support is so greatly appreciated. The link is below in the description and the pinned comment. And you look, ladies and gentlemen, this is like an endless list. It's the Trump curse. Don Lemon. It will eventually follow Chris Cuomo, Brian Stelter. But then you had Andrew Cuomo, who went after Trump. Then you had Eric Schneiderman before him. Then you had J.C. Smollett. Then you had this FBI official who was indicted for actually working with oligarchs from that country, our mortal enemy, that Trump was supposed to have colluded with. The people investigating Trump were doing exactly what they accused Trump of doing, or at least one of them. Then you have, people like McCabe, Strzok. They're no longer Page. They're no longer at the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Everyone who goes after Trump, if you have skeletons in your closet and you devote your life to Trump, and then, Don Lemon has a lawsuit that he's dealing with, or he's been dealing with, or maybe he already dealt with it, or he had a lawsuit. But, you have a situation where then you have Alec Baldwin, who accidentally ended a woman's life and will almost certainly be convicted. I was saying he's going to be indicted forever, and he will be convicted. There's no way he escapes conviction. So he'll get jail, he'll get prison time. You focus on Trump, and what takes place is Trump is basically a foil. He is almost like he has the ability to reveal who a person really is. Donald Trump has the ability. He has this cosmic, magical, otherworldly, arcane ability to reveal who you are as an individual. So if you don't like Trump, fine. That's actually, if you don't like Trump, that could be a logical viewpoint. You don't like his personality. You don't like his policies. Fine. If you think he's a totalitarian and he is the embodiment of everything we've, the antithesis of this country's value system, and he's going to devour democracy and the planet and the known universe, and he's a wrecking ball to the system. Well, in a good way he is, but then you have major issues. You've watched too much CNN and too much Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo and Brian Stelter, and if you've ruined Thanksgiving dinners or, New Year's or holiday dinners, or if you've disowned friends and family, it's because you've watched CNN. Or if you think that CNN doesn't affect you, yeah, it does. Because the people around you, there are a great many people who will disown friends and family if they vote for Trump, or who actually like Trump's policies but won't vote for him because too many people they know would shun them and ostracize them if they knew that, they were considering voting for Trump. And that's because of this public relations monstrosity. It's a monstrosity, ladies and gentlemen. And Don Lemon has been a part of this. The ratings, by the way, 8 minutes in, it's like I should have started with this. CNN suffered its worst ratings week in 9 years. This is The Wrap, January 27, 2023, a couple days ago. Okay, the worst rating in 9 years. That's why you're seeing, Don Lemon yelled. You think it's the only time he yelled at somebody? You think it's the only time that, you think it's just the only time that he yelled at someone? No. Okay, you get these, you see Hollywood is nefarious. It's insidious when it comes to these things. Like, when Ellen DeGeneres or all these people, they get, they're mean. Suddenly you have these stories about how mean they are. Well, that's by design. The public relation apparatus eats its own when they want to remove or replace people on TV or, in media. So he's not going to be there for long. He'll be fine. He's millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. And, it's like, it's the Trump curse. It just really is the Trump. There's so many people you look that went after Michael Cohen, for example, Stormy Daniels, Michael Avenatti's in prison. It's just really, it's really unbelievable how many people have had their lives ruined by spreading unlimited contempt and disdain towards Trump. It really is unbelievable. The amount of contempt and disdain that these people have spread, the amount of this vile, insidious effort to just convince people that Trump was the worst human on the planet. And by the way, if you look at Trump's personality, oh, look at the things he says. Biden says worse. Democrats have stated worse than Trump ever did. You could draw a T-chart and put the rhetoric of Democrats and the rhetoric of Trump. And if you have a public relations monstrosity protecting you, you could pretty much, your image will be, will have this force field around it. And if you have a public relations monstrosity going after you, oh my God, they'll accuse you of devouring democracy. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. CNN has served as an extension of the Democratic Party. It just faced its worst ratings week in 9 years, and people are tired. They see we're 90 seconds to midnight, and the economy's terrible, and everything's collapsing before our very eyes, including Biden's presidency, and they're tired of the same old, propaganda. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel. Be here at 11:15 or so today, a.m.